For the road to Hyderabad, there's of course two little stepping stones in Vizag, and there's one team who'd like to go to Hyderabad as the home team. That of course are the Sunrisers Hyderabad in Vizag, and they'll be playing the Delhi Capitals, who are there for the first time, and that's going to be a fascinating matchup because it's going to be a team who have been there, done that, won the tournament against a team who have never even made the final.
Yeah, but I think you forget about that, the history that they have out there. I know Hyderabad has been an amazing team. They've been one of the most consistent teams, but this year just, firepower, and their big thing is that finishing area. What's happening is they're very top heavy even now. Even if Kane Williamson, and he came good in the last match, does well for them, their big problem is Yusuf Pathan is not the player he used to be. The last two matches they brought him back, they carried him, but without him contributing, there's no kicker at the end. Now what your problem is, you have a guy who can hit that ball, which is Deepak Hooda. Problem with Deepak Hooda is Deepak Hooda hasn't played for 5 games now, so he's like coming cold off the bench. What you also haven't done is you haven't promoted Nabi. Nabi again is a big hitter in the Big Bash, plays for them. That's also a problem for them. So they have some problems to solve, and I'm not sure that they've got everything sorted right now. This looks like a very decent team, but it's not. Doesn't look like a champion team right now.
Yeah, and I think one of the factors is, yes, they've obviously recognized Nabi's talent. That's why they used him in the Super Over the other day. But the two names missing at the top will be a big factor. Warner, top of the tree with that orange cap. I don't think anyone's catching him, and him and Bairstow were almost invincible. If they had been there, I think it'd be one-sided almost.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can disagree with that. With the way that they went, Bairstow and Warner together were out of this world. An absolute dream together to get those runs, to get them at the rate that they're getting them. I think, however, if Sunrisers Hyderabad were having a season half as good as they've had in times past with the ball as a group.
Exactly.
If they were having a season half as good, they don't have to be, Bhuvi doesn't have to be taking wickets with the new ball every time or first over every time as he was. Think back to Mustafizur Rahman when he was in there, he'd walk in, bowl the 8th over and knock someone over as well. Rashid Khan would walk in. Think last season, Siddharth Kaur also going really well. It's not gone like that. It's had a scenario where skipper at the time, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, not going as well according to his standards. You might look at it and it looks decent, but the type of team we're talking about is a team that usually won games
with the bowling,
with the ball, and this season has got to where they've got to by virtue of 2 openers who have just smashed absolutely everyone. So the ball hasn't mattered that much, but it hasn't been going well. It's unfortunate, but it's that kind of year where World Cup comes into it. So these 2 guys who've been winning their games for them, off they go. So now you're looking and saying, how are you going to get those? Even if guys play well, you're not going to get that. You're not going to have double trouble like you're having like that. If you do, well, good luck to you. Buy a lottery ticket as well. However, what we're looking for, what I thought might happen is that their bowling side would pick up as they go along, and if they did pick up as they went along, then as you get to the business end, you just need to put on some sort of a score. Now, some sort of a score is on a pitch that's decent, get to about 165, 170. It's a score many teams would feel that they can chase because it's a good wicket and so forth, but the bowling clinches it because these guys, SRH, generally have been so good at defending scores. It's not been like that.
See, big thing has been the fall off of Siddharth Kaul, number 1. 2 is Rashid has been good, but Rashid has also gone. And I think part of it is a product of the more video there is on him, the more the batsmen play him before, the more
playing him carefully, not giving their wicket away.
They're not giving their wicket away, and when the situation is desperate, somebody's going and swinging at him, he's getting it right more often than not. So what your problem is that with Siddharth Kaul bowling and Sandeep Sharma, he's forgotten how to swing the ball for whatever it is. So those 3, in fact, I think they were boosted by the fact that Khalil has had a fairly decent season, and Khalil wasn't
exciting.
Really, he was really not in the mix, but not as a bowling side. They'd all get to you. The biggest thing was there was 1 bowler on 10, maybe, or 2 bowlers on 10, but there were 3 bowlers bowling at 8. If you know what I mean in terms of grades. Here you've got 6s and 5.5s and 4s. Just that consistency is not there.
Let's talk about the Delhi Capitals because they have really exploded, no bomb intended there. Certainly they have been the team of the tournament to talk about. Mumbai have been there, done that. Sunrisers have been there, done that. Chennai have been there, done that. Delhi have never been there, but they're doing that.
Yeah, I have a very, very soft spot for the team. It's looking, and more than anything else, I keep saying this and I shouldn't say it too often, it's a happy team. Even the, see them celebrating off the field, see the kind of, the dressing room. I'd love to see a team that's got it together. Also, there's a city that's been absolutely, every time they've got a team right, maybe 2008, they had when the IPL started, they actually had the best team for 3 years and they couldn't win in that period of time. After that, just 2012, one season, other than that, it's been unmitigated disaster. It's fantastic to see them back, and that's in 2010 they were 7-4 and they couldn't win a game in the last 3. 120 to chase and they couldn't do it, and just happened. So I'm so happy to see them there. Also, Sourav Ganguly hasn't tasted success with the Kolkata Knight Riders, didn't taste success with Pune. He's finally got a team that he's happy with. So Sourav, Ponting, there's a story there. Young guys, Prithvi Shaws, the Rishabh Pants, Shreyas Iyer, following him out like little puppies, trying to glean whatever they can out of Sourav and Ponting. It's a great story.
Pommy, there's no bias involved here with the two of us, even though we live in Delhi. NCR, essentially, just across the border. A little bit of Bengali bias for Sourav Ganguly, but it's a very neutral perspective we're giving you.
Fair enough. I tell you what, even if you are biased, there's a lot to be excited about when you look at the Delhi side. The good thing is, if you look through that, the young players galore who are doing really well. And that, I think that's the issue, the greenness of so many of those players, which then says mold in whatever way you would like and give an instruction or give a suggestion, and it is taken wholeheartedly because, hey, you're the master. When I was 10 years old, you guys were, wow. And here you are telling me what? Yeah. Of course I'm going to go and do that. Because if I can do it half as well as you did it, I'm going to be absolutely fine. So Ponting and Ganguly and Mohammad Kaif all together trying to formulate how this goes, how should we play, what should we do. I think it's been brilliant watching them try and impose themselves. There was a period as they went from their batting side, that is, where they would try and force the end of the game, they would lose wickets. It's a characteristic of them this season, actually, where they would lose 3 wickets really quickly or 4 wickets really quickly. But as I watched it, I'd think, you know what? If you've seen Ricky Ponting play any cricket, if you've kind of been on a field and he's walked into bat when 1 down for nothing, 1 down for 100, he takes control of the game. That's what he used to do. That was his imprint. And what all these youngsters, in my own opinion, in observing and seeing how they've gone, all these guys, and I suppose Colin Ingram is not that much of a youngster. He's been around, he's played international cricket, and he's kind of been around the circuit. But they get an opportunity to deal with the guy who tells them or who suggests to them how it might be done, and to be dominant when in at the crease. And that's what I see. That Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, first half, second half, compare, right? And I asked him at the end of one of the games to say, has it been a conscious effort? It was, because coach said, hey, no. There's not sheltered employment here. You're the most experienced guy. Take it on and make sure that you're showing the rest of them how it ought to be done. You're in form, go away, move along, impose it on the opposition. Then we win games. And you go down the order. Rishabh Pant. Not that he needed anyone to tell him, but goodness me, free him up even more, and away you go. Bolster it with the bowling. Rabada.
Now, would you make any changes to this particular 11? You've still got someone like Sandeep Lamichhane in the sidelines there.
I wouldn't play on a pitch like this. I wouldn't play Keemo Paul. I would go for somebody like Chris Morris, who gives me more pace, gives me more, because this is not a sticky pitch. Vizag is a run paradise. If you're playing in Chennai or something, Keemo is that sticky kind of bowler, cutters and this thing. I'd go with the Chris Morris, who's bounce it in, given that Yorker at the toes. He has that ability, and in the end overs they'll need that.